Today I have the pleasure of having Greg Corbin on the channel. And for those of you who know Greg. He's in a lot of the online threads. This guy has probably one of the loudest daily driver vehicles in the world. Greg, is it, as far as you know, the loudest in the world?
I really don't know. As far as I know, but, who knows? Who really knows?
Yeah, because you've got Brazil and Russia.
Yeah. Yep.
But you're not aware of anyone louder at this point.
No, not that I know of.
And what's the loudest score you've ever gotten?
At a show, the loudest I've ever done so far is a 180.95.
That's still really impressive.
Thank you.
How long ago did you start this, and what were your scores at, like, when you first started?
God, I mean, if you really want to go way back, I started in 1989. It was a whole different game back then. I actually got back. I started in 89. I quit in 96. Completely fell out of it, and I came back in 2012. When I came back in 2012, it was a simple 212 system, and it just ballooned from there. When I went big, when I came back in 2012, by end of 2013, I was doing like a 162.
Okay.
That was with 615s and two American-based 1100.1s.
Yeah, okay. I got back into it in 2017, so I think I saw you were doing upper 60s, I think, at that point, if I remember correctly.
In 2017, I was probably mid-60s, 65, 66. I think it was in 2018 or 19 I got up into the high 60s, 69. And then I think it's probably fall of 2019 I finally got into the 70s.
So your old flat wall, what did that consist of? The one you had right before you switched over to the sixth order?
It was 8 Omega 15s, 5 Omega 15s on 16 Twisted Sounds 3.5Ks. So I basically had 2 amps strapped per sub, clamping about 10K per sub.
Yeah, those Omegas are infamous for 5. Those are wonderful subs.
They're great subs. They're heavy as heck, and I hated loading and unloading them, but yeah, they were great subs.
How's the BL compare from that to your 411s now?
411s are a definite upgrade.
Okay.
Definite upgrade.
So what was the loudest you did on that flat wall before converting?
174.3.
174.3.
Yeah.
Jeez. And then I was completely amazed when you switched over to the 6. It didn't seem to take you long to hit that right around that 180 mark.
It actually went fairly quick. I fired it up and I did it right out of the box at 172. I didn't do any loading wall testing. Basically no testing. And from there it just grew. It got to a 75 real quick. Got up to a 77, and then I changed amps. And when I changed amps, that's when it really started to climb.
Did it surprise you, the sixth order versus the flat wall?
Yeah, it did. I mean, I set my goals pretty conservative. My goals were I just want to stay above a 70 at peak, and I want to do a 60 at 20 hertz. And out of the box, it just crushed those, and it just kept climbing from there.
Yeah, what's your best score in the 20s? Everyone online always goes, yeah, but what's it do at 20? So
on a burp, it did a 67.1. On music, a 61.112, something like that. 19 hertz, it did a 160.22, and that was really conservative. The last show I don't know, were you at the last Killer Sound show? No. Okay. At that show, I let it rip. I was averaging, for about 22 seconds, I was averaging a 163.4, 163.5 for about 22, 23 seconds at 19 hertz, and then a sub let go.
Is that doing the minute long bass? Was it called?
This is the base wars 30-second
Yep.
hurricane.
Okay, that's impressive numbers at 20 hertz though, considering you're doing.
I was excited, and then it's tough. I was clamping like 4,800 watts per sub during the run. That was just a tad too much for 30 seconds.
Yeah, especially at 20 hertz. That's just
yeah.
heating those coils up.
Yep.
I gotta ask this: how many subs do you think you've reconed over your life from your own personal system?
Over the last, let's say, 4 or 5 years, it's countless. It's got to be in the 40s.
Yeah, that's what it takes to get super loud.
It's a lot of testing, and Scott from Phi was really good with me with that. He worked with me, and he took care of me well.
Yeah, and for a while you helped out at Phi too?
Yeah, during the pandemic, I mean, everybody's out of work, and, he needed some help, so I went and helped.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was. I appreciate that for him.
I ran the MTs for a year. I really like those subs. I just don't have enough power to do them justice, so
Right.
I might do something stupid with them, like a 10th order or something in the future, like a van. Anyways, so what advice do you have for anybody who's trying to get loud out there?
Test. Honestly, it's test. One change and a test. One change and a test. I mean, that's basically the only way to get loud is make a change, test. Make a change, test.
How much louder do you think you would get if you like filled your vehicle in with concrete like all the big extreme vehicles do?
I don't know. That's a good question. For all out like what Carlos Rodriguez and RP Patel are doing, I'm not sure my design is really suited for that. Granted, I could probably get another 3DV, maybe into the 84s. I don't think I would challenge those guys. I mean, granted, it would go up. Everything concrete, everything solid. None of that in mine is. I did seal off the passenger side, but the driver door is still pretty much factory with, a couple stacks of wood on it.
Yeah. I think as far as, like, actual musical systems, too, goes, I don't know of anyone else louder than you myself. Just sit down and like, basically play anything, What's your bandwidth? What do you consider your bandwidth to be in your truck?
It falls off under 17. So from 17 to 60 hertz, 60, 65, whatever it may be.
So did you do, like, a 2550 tuning on your 6th order then?
2448.
2448.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. All right. That's cool. I don't know. Is there anything else you want to tell anyone, bass heads out in the community?
Nah, you just keep at it, man. Keep at it and make sure it's fun. Make it fun. Don't make it miserable where you're arguing with people and having problems. Just make it fun.
Yeah, and I would say that if you go to competition, especially just have fun. Just ask people for demos. Walk around, talk with people. Most people are super chill at these shows.
Yeah. And I encourage you to compete, but don't get upset if you don't win. Just try and better yourself. Honestly, I'm in a class with the loudest people in the world. I'm not going to compete with them. I just try and do better than my last show.
Yeah.
So kind of compete with yourself.
Yeah, I kind of picked a class that I could kind of do well in because I basically have low power.
Right.
So I did no wall because I can kind of do okay at no wall.
Yeah.
And that's, for the bass heads out there, you can do whatever you want, but if you want to get serious about competing, you got to look at all the rules and try to figure out where you want to fit in.
Yeah, and that's when I say test, that's pretty much for the competitive person that wants to, they want to win shows and whatnot. That's how you get loud.
Yeah. So in the background, I'm gonna put up videos and pictures I have of your build that I've taken over the years. I don't know if I have any of your 6th, but I definitely.
I mean, you can go to my Facebook and get some if you want.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
feel free to do whatever you want. Whatever you want to use.
I'll do that then because I know people would wanna would want to see that. I was just so completely shocked by your flat wall to your 6th and the increase in dB you got from that. That just blew me away. Because did you have the same number of subs before and after? 18s before and after?
I had 8 15s in the flat wall.
8 15s.
Yeah.
And now you've got 8 18s.
8 18s.
So 50% more cone area. But that's like a dB and a half. That's not, like 6 dB gain. So that's just super impressive to me.
Yeah, I was surprised on how loud it was.
Yeah, it was impressive. All right, Greg, I so very much appreciate your time. This is awesome. I know there's going to be a lot of people out there that are going to be excited to kind of hear this, and because you're such a humble guy, and I don't I don't think people get a chance to always get to talk to you, or maybe they feel like scared, like they can't approach you because you're like the big dog.
I'll talk to anybody.
Yeah, I know that. I appreciate it. All right, thank you so much for your time. I'll let you go, and have a great day.
All right, thanks, Jordan.
All right, thanks, Greg.
Greg with the Soul Crusher is the business. It's the bee's knees. When they're trying to get that little bit of honey that they can't really get? Yeah. Because you like, get the heck on. This is the business.